All right, welcome to hands-on exercise number 5. For this hands-on exercise, pause the video, read all this, do it, and if you get stuck, come on back, unpause the video, and you can watch our solution, which we're going to do right now. Or if you succeeded, awesome, congratulations, good for you. And here I go, hands-on exercise number 5. So modify the server in the endpoint OAuth your provider received where there's no value in the OAuth connections map. This is the part that hung me up, where I was like, what is happening here? Or one of the parts, right? Like that, right? So there's no value in the OAuth connections map. The OAuth connections map has no value. It's not okay. Sign the OAuth provider's user ID. Your create token function for creating a JWT token should work. Redirect the user to partial register. Include the signed user ID and a query parameter. Also include any extra information you may get from the provider. Make sure to query escape the values. Okay, so sign the OAuth provider's user ID. When we sign something, like, you know, in the real world, I'm saying, yep, this is right. I'll put my signature on it. Anybody ever passes this back to me, I'm going to look at it and say, well, there's my signature. It must be right. So that's kind of what we're doing. But instead of real world and digital world, I'm going to put some unique code there. Somehow I'll be able to authenticate that that was the code I put there. And we looked at doing that. We saw a couple of things in encryption. One was SHA, one was HMAC, and then one was JWT. And SHA uses HMAC and JWT. HMAC uses SHA and JWT uses HMAC and SHA. And so if I'm going to sign with JWT, it's grabbing all those. So that, and I get a JSON web token, and that JSON web token, JWT.io, part of that, everything's flashing today.
Yeah.
Halloween's coming. Part of that is the signature, right? And so this is the HMAC.
Yep.
And I come back again to, gosh, how does HMAC ensure that things have signed? But I think I need to go back and watch the videos we did earlier to see that, right? So I'm just going to basically use JWT here.
Yep. So yeah, you're just ensuring that the user, when you get back this user ID, you don't it hasn't been changed by the user. So.
Yeah. And we have a create function token. So I'm going to go look at that create function token, and that's here. And we got, sorry, create token function. I was saying that backwards. I'm going to pass in a string. I'm going to get back a string and an error. And it's going to be custom claims, and standard claims are there. And we're going to set an expiry time, and then the session ID is going to be session ID. That's what's getting passed in, right?
Yep. And
then new with claims, signing method, and so JWT signing method will sign it with HMAC and SHA-256, and then we get a token, and then we get token signed string, and that actually does what again? That
actually creates the signature and gives you back the string.
So we're just adding the claims, and new with claims, this and that gives us a token, and then signed token. Okay, signed token, fine, whatever. Not sure how crypto works. Got to take that class, create that class, take that class, create that class. And then return the signed token and nil.
Yeah.
So
the OAuth provider's user ID is a string, so you could just use create token for doing that.
Okay, so here.
Yep.
And that's going to return a signed token and an error, and that's going to be :equal, and that's going to be create token, and I'm going to pass in what? pr.userid.
Yep.
And then also, did it take in something else?
Nope. That's all it took in.
Just took in a string and returned a string and an error. And so this is session ID, but I'm just saying, well, you know what? And I'm getting rid of that, right?
Yeah.
Didn't like that. And I could also get rid of this stuff up here now, right?
Yes.
I don't need this anymore. So that just goes back to that, right?
Yep.
Got it. So create token, when we used create token before, we gave it create token, we gave it a UUID, and that was creating a session.
Yeah.
And then we also registered that UUID in sessions. Do we want to think about that?
Nope.
Nope, let's not think about it.
Yeah.
Let's just charge for it.
We're not creating a session. We're just signing a user ID.
Oh, okay. I'm kind of thinking, all right, that clicked a little bit.
Yep.
So create token, we just gave it that. And so we're just going to sign token. All right,
Yeah.
great. So let me follow my directions. Create token, redirect the user. You create token function for creating JW token should work. Redirect the user to /partial register and include the signed user ID and query parameter. Also may include any extra information you may get from the auth. Make sure to query escape the values. All right, so I'm now going to redirect. If they did have an email,
So now you're so yeah, if they did have an email, it'll go past this OK and create and log them in.
oh, got it.
So this is only if we don't have a connection.
And so we need to create a new route.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll be the next.
And I'm
That's-
going to do that right
That's
here.
in this exercise. Yes.
Happiness, creating a new route. And this is, the route's going to be partial register, and this could be for anybody, right?
Yep.
So should we leave it OAuth partial register?
Depends. I like to go just all the way to partial register, just because I don't ever want the user kind of hanging around on an OAuth endpoint, because they don't know what OAuth actually means.
Yeah. And we'll call this one partial register.
Yep.
I almost violated Go naming conventions.
Well, with the dash, it wouldn't have made a difference. If it was underscore, it would have been okay.
Didn't quite bring me the same happiness as always. I was kind of like, okay. Maybe that's a good sign. And now we want
so you
to...
got your signed token there. So check your error, because the create token might have errored.
Oh yeah, thanks. If error is not equal to nil, then we are going to, we could print, I don't know if we needed to log, but we could do that.
Yep.
I think it'd be good for our logs, right?
Yeah.
Like as we look through the logs, what are the errors?
Yep. Yeah, in general, I like, my personal philosophy for logging is a successful call shouldn't bother logging, because logs take up a lot of space if you get a lot of traffic. And so I log whenever there's any kind of problem.
And this one should be create session.
Yep.
I just caught that. Right? It couldn't create session.
Yep.
And here we can create token. And our server didn't get enough lunch, is not working 200%, try back later. And we have an error, so, but this is just URL for them.
Yep.
But in ours, do we want to,
So for ours, we
we're not
actually print the
returning
error.
an error, so
Yeah.
we're not going to funct error out.
Yep.
It's stopping here, or logging it here.
Yep.
And then we're redirecting back and then returning. All right, so now we have our signed token, and we want to call redirect to
To our partial register.
So hb.partial
So redirect.
hb.redirect, and we're going to go to wr and then / the route, and then hp.status c other, and status c other is always going to be get. Is that right?
Yes.
And then we're going to do / partial register. Yeah.
Yep. And then return.
And return. Get out of this function.
Yep. So when you go to partial register, you need to add in a couple query parameters.
Yes,
So
we
you
gotta
need that
get
signed
this.
token.
That signed token. And we want to, what, base 64 it? Because you want it to be able URL friendly, query escape the values.
So yeah, query escape the values. Yeah, the URL's got a query escape function, package URL.
Also include any extra information you may get from the auth.
So you do have your name.
URL
and,
dot query escape.
Yep.
And what does that return?
So query.
Let me see what it does.
So it's query escape.
Query escape. Did you spell that right? Yeah. And it takes in a string, which is going to be
ST.
and I query escape that and returns a string.
Yep.
And so that's going to be
safe
S.
ST.
huh?
Safe ST.
Safe ST, sure. And then we're going to do here question mark SST is equal to, and then %s for string. We can't % s there,
defunct,
so we got to create that up here.
Yeah.
And then is there a good one in URL for kind of appending stuff together?
Yeah, I believe it's
Are you looking at it?
URL.values is a good one. URL values is designed for holding query
All right,
parameters.
URL.values. And so it's a map. So I'm just
Yep.
going to say SST, SST.
So you got to create a value of that. You got to create a variable of type URL values.
UV colon equal, it's a map.
Yep.
And UR values this, and then 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 this, no, and then this, and then this. It takes a string. What's it take?
So yeah, it's from string
Oh,
to
UR value.
slice of string.
A string to slice of strings. UR values, hold on, string to slice of strings. And so I'm going to create that.
So
And it's a map, which would be a nil pointer. So I'm going to initialize it. So now I could start putting in keys and values. And the key is going to be
so the key is
a
your
string.
Yeah, your key is like your ST and your
So UV, the key will be SST, right?
so yeah, as a string.
And yep. Oh, as a string. Thank you. And then the value is going to be equal to.
And actually, if
And-
you're using URL values, you don't have to use query escape. You can just pass in ST directly because URL values will deal with query escaping for you.
Okay. And then UV is going to be SST, and that's going to be
ST.
equal to ST.
Yep.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
What? I just went all the way to the top.
Or rather, it's a slice of string. So
Oh, I got to
So-
do the add function.
yeah, you can
Right.
use .add instead. Yeah.
Dot add. I remember seeing that.
Yep.
And
So
then-
yeah, it's uv.add.
then
It
what's
takes
add
in
do?
key and value.
Add takes in a key and a value. Oh, it's just uv.add, and then key and value. Key is SST, and value is ST.
Yep.
There we go. And then here, how do I take the URL now? We're going back and forth between our screens.
Yeah.
This is gonna drive Shin mad.
So uv.encode will give you the
String.
the string.
And so I could just do that right here.
Yep. So yeah, you need to include your question mark, but after that you can just do a plus uv.encode.
Oh, okay. Plus uv.encode. Okay, good.
Yep. Yep. And so another thing you can add in here is we do have name and email from Amazon, so you can put those into your extra query parameters too.
Why would we want to do that? I thought we were just like, no, we're never going to. Oh, we might want to.
So we're going to a partial register page, so we can pre-populate that form with some
Okay,
information.
that's right. Okay. And so, name, hi.
Rick Peterson wants to know if there's anyone, or can he get into your house?
Yeah.
Can
Just-
I give him the?
Yeah, but don't say it right now because we're recording. Don't say the code right now. It's all right. We're casual.
Oh, okay.
Thanks,
I
Mom.
can give him the code.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Give him the code. Tell him to go over. The paint's in the garage. Thank you very much. And so this name is going to be pr.name. And then this one's going to be pr.email. Yeah?
Yep. And I looked it up yesterday. A URL's generally got a cap of about 2,000 characters if you need to support IE. If you don't need to support IE, the cap goes way up. But just a JSON Web Token, a name, and an email should be less than that cap at all times. So that's
Okay.
not a problem for
Okay.
for here.
Sweet.
But
Okay.